Hey, what's going on, guys? RMPKenpachi here. I have not put a vlog out because I literally have not had a reason to be angry in about good 2 weeks. But now I'm fucking furious. So I got about like 2 videos. I'm probably gonna drop one today and one in a couple days. I'm gonna do both today. You know I be on that bitch nigga shit, upload whenever I want. So yeah. So this is a story about how I don't have a fucking car. The only reason why I'm telling this story is because my mom has been on my case about a car this past 2 weeks. And I'm about to just start street fighting up in the fucking house over this shit. I'm about to start throwing shoryus and Hadoukens left and right. So, I'm sitting there, right? And this is the first telltale sign. I saw this car on Craigslist. This car was so fucking nice. It was 1991. Like, the shit, I saw it and I'm like, God damn, like, I be looking good up in that motherfucker. Like, you already know what it is, my nigga. And we went to check the car out. In the neighborhood, the dude, you can kind of live, like, you can kind of see who's going to get over on you and some shit. This nigga lives in an expensive neighborhood. This is gated community shit. Like, I'm thinking, nigga lives in gated community. Ain't nothing going to be wrong with this car. It's just going to be an older car. He's just trying to get rid of it. Drive up, dude has like a BMW, a nice ass truck, and then this car, he's like, his son just went away to college, he didn't take it this year with him, he just don't want it sitting around the house no more. I'm like, cool, I'm your dude, I can take that shit. So I see it, and like when I saw the car, when I initially saw it, it was like red and crimson, and that's my favorite color. Like my dick went from like this to this. Like I was just fucking big and erect and long, and like my head was like all just big and swollen. Like I'm just thinking like, yo, I'm gonna be so fucking nice in this whip, like this fucking whip. Like I'm gonna be getting all this types of pussy and shit. So I get this car, and the first telltale sign, this is strike one, I shouldn't have trusted that guy. But I get the car and it's like, I turn the bitch on, it's like, it would cough and shit, right? So I'm like, I drive it around for a good month. Like it felt good being able to go to a friend's house. And I didn't even drive it that much because like I'm stingy on gas money. Like gas expensive than motherfucker. Like I ain't trying to put $3.50 in the tank at $60. That's a new fucking game. I ain't spending $60 on some gas when I just go to the store and get a new fucking game. Priorities all fucked up. Real talk. My priorities are all fucked up. So I drove the shit around for a month. I went to work, went back. I would occasionally go to a friend's house, occasionally go to a party, like shit like that. But then one day I woke up, right? The funds are expended. Nigga got zero in the bank. I got nothing in the refrigerator to eat. Like the gas was like a little under half. So I could drive, but I was not making no long fucking trips. So I get the car now and I go on Facebook. And there's this girl talking about, hey, if somebody can take me to the bank, I'll give you some gas money. So I'm thinking, damn, yo, that's easy to motherfucker. I got that shit. That's all me, my nigga. So I get in the car, and first, this is strike number 2. This is the second telltale sign that was like, yo, you done fucked up, RMP. Like, shit is fucked up in the streets. I was like, yo, let me get your number so when I'm outside, I can call you. Because I got this thing where, like, if I'm on a time limit, I'm not trying to bullshit with like little stuff. Like, you can be outside ready because I'll be there in like 20 minutes. When I say I'm gonna be there in 20 minutes, I'm gonna be there in fucking 20 minutes. I'm not gonna be there, no 30 minutes, 45 minutes late, no. So, and she's like, nah, my phone battery just died. But she keeps talking to me on the Facebook thing, but the bitch keeps saying sent from mobile phone. You know how at the bottom it says like sent from mobile device? Normally sometimes it'll say sent from an Android or iPhone. It's saying that on the fucking thing. So I'm like, how is your phone dead? But it's fucking saying that right there. So I'm like, I was like, literally, that was strike 2 in my head. I was like, yo, I should just turn around, block this bitch off Facebook, and just go home and sit here. But I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna leave you alone. I already said I gave a person my word. I'm gonna be the nice guy. I'm gonna help this lady out. She obviously needs some help, and I need some gas money. So I get to her house. She comes out the house. She gets in my car with her fucking kid. Strike number 3. Kid gets in the fucking car, starts tripping like a motherfucker, man. Nigga's screaming. He's tearing shit up. He got his little muddy kicks on my beige interior, son. And I ain't got beige leather, nigga. This is fucking cotton, son. This is slave pick cotton. Little muddy shoes and shit all on it. It's just fucking the shit up. And in my head, it's like, yo, Rob, calm down. She's gonna keep control of her kid. What she did, and this little motherfucker just running around and shit, acting fucking crazy in the back seat, like tearing shit up. And I'm like, niggas can't have nothing nice. They can't. Cause once a black man has something nice, a nigga's gonna come along and tear your shit up. It's the order of the world, apparently. So she's like, yo, take me to the bank. So I'm like, alright, what bank do you need to go to? Because she has to cash a check. She's like, I've never heard of this fucking bank ever. don't even remember the name of the bank. I ain't never heard of the bank. So I'm like, all right. So we're passing like 4 or 5 banks now. We passed like 4 to 5 banks. So I'm thinking in my head, cause now shit's adding up, but I'm still trying to maintain like, yo, don't get swung on in your car, because the last thing you need is you say something wrong and she turns and start throwing body blows to your face and shit, and you lose control of the car and all 3 of y'all niggas dead. That's the last thing you fucking need. So we get to the bank now and she cashes the check. And she says, now take me to the store and I can give you your money. And in my head, somebody actually had to tell me this. They was like, wait, my nigga, she cashed her check and she didn't give you the money then? You actually drove her to the store to get your money? And I was like, wait, damn, I did do that, yo, what the fuck? So I drove her. She's like, she has to go to this grocery store. So I'm like, oh, you talking about that? The store is actually named Bloom's. So I'm like, you talking about the Bloom's over there on by the subway? She's like, no, not that Bloom's. The Bloom's past the DMV. I'm like, fuck. Like, in my head, it's like, yo, I've been to the DMV like 6 times. I know where this shit's at. But you know how when you driving around by yourself, it's kind of different. Like, you kind of forget which way to go. So I'm driving around now. So I go through Old Town, and nope, that's not it. So I turn, and I start going through, and I'm like, oh, the DMV that way. So I start driving. I'm like, damn. I'm like, God, please let me just get the money that I want, please. So I drive past the DMV and we get to Bloom's. But now, like, I know some people don't believe in God, but yo, I got this voice, right? This voice hit me, it was like, Rob, whatever you do, don't turn off the car, nigga. Do not turn the car off. And I'm like, damn, it was like, yo, I usually turn the car off. So I was like, I ain't gonna think nothing of it. I didn't turn the car off. I had that gut feeling like, don't turn the fucking car off. So she takes like 20 minutes. Nigga, I listened from Kick Push all the way to American Terrorist on Food and Liquor. That's how long she took in this store. I was sitting out there for a good minute. So she comes back out, she gets her son all this shit. She gets like all this unnecessary shit. So now I'm driving back. This little nigga got the markers and shit trying to color on my seats. And I'm kind of like doing a look back like, yo, looking at her, like giving her the eye, like, keep that nigga, don't let him draw on my shit. Like, I just got this, don't let him draw on my shit. So I'm driving back now, and all of a sudden, hot air just starts blowing through the vents at me. I'm like, damn, what the fuck is that? So I'm like, nothing, it's nothing, it's nothing. I'm like, I'm still came from Menace Society. I'm on my OG shit. This is nothing, my nigga, I got this, I got this. So I drive her back. Oh, actually, she only gave me $15. No. She gave me $10. Yeah, she gave me $10. So she gave me $10 for all this fucking driving around. The $10 went to put my gas tank back up to where it was at. So now I'm like, fuck. And I'm not the type of dude where I'm not gonna be confrontational about the shit. Cause it's like, it's not that serious. This time it's that fucking serious though. So she's like, yo, can you take me to McDonald's for my son? Cause now the son's freaking out about how he's fucking hungry and shit. She's like, can you take me to McDonald's? I give you $5 extra. Take her to McDonald's. Get all this shit. She gives me $5. And I'm looking at the money and like 15, and I take her back to her house. I park. Doesn't tell me thank you. She gets out the car and she dips heads in the house. She leaves all her McDonald's trash in my car. And in my head it's like, I don't know how to feel. Part of me is like, yo, that's your good deed for the day, Robert. And the other part is like, yo, Rob, go knock on the door. When she opens the door, just start swinging on her. Just beat her in front of her kid. So I didn't do none of that. I went to Subway. So I go to Subway, I parked the car, and you know how I had that voice that said, don't turn your car off? I didn't listen. I turned the car off. I go inside Subway, I come back, and my car is steaming and shit. Like, the shit is just steaming from under the hood. So I think nothing of it. I get in the car, try to turn it on. Car is dead. It's like, just dead. And I'm sitting there, all these white people, rich white people walking past me and shit, and I'm like, man, y'all can't help a nigga out, man. Not even a nigga, y'all can't help a black guy out, because I ain't even a nigga no more. I'm just a black man trying to make it now, like for real. And they just looking at me. You know how white people be doing, older white people, when they see some shit like, look, the nigger boy's car is all fucked up. Yes, exquisite. Yes. Hey, Stacy, the nigger boy's car. Yes, exquisite. Yes, delicious. This sub burrito is very good. Let's just sit in our car and watch the nigger boy's car all fucked up. And after like an hour trying to start the car and shit, and popping the hood several times, I got the car started. I went home, I put my feet up, and I was like, man. I'm like, how's a rich white guy making $160K a year gonna get over on a black guy in college? Who we ain't even got money like that to buy a car already, but you gonna purposely sell us a piece of shit. And then and this is crazy, this is how we know the nigga did wrong. When we called him back, cause you know he gave us the car, the car died within a month. So we kept calling him like, yo, the car died, can we at least make some type of like arrangement so we can do half and half? Like, we ain't pay you all the money, or you can give us something back, cause you sold us a piece of shit and you knew it. Nigga wouldn't even return calls, man. And then the craziest part is 2 days ago, this black girl hit me up like, hey, you trying to make some more money? I need somebody to drive me to the bank again. I didn't even respond, man.